Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Edu13, and today in this video we are going to discuss about accounting standard 18 related party disclosures. So the topics what all covered in this lecture are scope of the standard, non-applicability of the standard, related party relationships, related party transaction, and also disclosure requirements. And also we are going to understand the terminologies of control, substantial interest, and what's meant by significant influence, relatives term KMP, which means key managerial personnel, and few other note points. Okay, so let's get started. So first we are going to discuss about scope of the standard, what all related party disclosure standard covered by. Okay, so as you can all see the beautiful colorful notes which is being written by me. It's a handwritten notes and which is easy to understand by everyone. Okay, so scope of the standard, as related parties transactions may not take place at an arm's length price, so the entity should give sufficient information about related party and make the users understand the financial position. So what is the meaning of this? So related party transaction for an entity to by the users to understand the financial position, standard is applicable. Okay, standard is applicable to standalone financial of the entity and also consolidated financial statements. Accounting standard 18 mandatory only to the following entities whose equity and debt instruments are listed or in the process of listing in any stock exchange in India. All other commercial, industrial, and business entities whose turnover for the accounting period exceeds 50 crores. It means accounting standard 18 applicable only for two types of entities, that is entities whose equity and debt instruments, that means shares and also the debt instruments, are listed or in the process of listing in SEBI, let's say Securities Exchange Board of India, and also all other commercial, industry, business entities whose turnover of the accounting period exceeds 50 crores. Okay, for this accounting standard 18 is been applicable, and standard is applicable for standalone financial of the entity, which implies it is applicable only for holding company. In this case, in B case, consolidated financial statement implies both holding and also subsidiaries as treated as same as one group, and then it is applicable for whole of the subsidiaries and holding companies. Okay, clear with the scope of the standard. This is a brief about the scope of the standards. So let us now discuss about the second topic covered, that is non-applicability of standard. Non-applicability of standard, in what all cases accounting standard 18 is not applicable. So in this, as you can all see, in these three cases the accounting standard 18 is not applicable. So when two companies will not be called as related party as they are common directors. If in case a company has two companies as a common director, let's say company X and company Y, but the director A is working in both the companies as in company X and also company Y. So this common director is not treated as a related party. Understood? This common director is not treated as a related party. And also here I want to discuss important point, that non-executive directors, I repeat, non-executive directors are also not to be treated as a related party. So this standard is not applicable of the not applicable to the related party disclosures. And also in the second case, single customer, single supplier, single distribution, for all you can see that word single. As we all know, if you want to call a party as a related party, there should be a involvement or two or more persons or parties, right? So as here they are saying it as single customers, supplier, and the distributor. Even though the volume of the transactions are of the business are more, it is immaterial, but as their customer, supplier, distributor are single, let's say sole proprietor. For that, this standard, particular accounting standard 18, is not applicable. And also these are the three cases where this standard is also not applicable, that is providers of the finance, trade unions and government departments. Providers of the finance, trade unions, government departments. In these three units does not apply accounting standard 18. And you may all go through these notes, and it is very simple to understand this accounting standard as it relates with the theory part. Yes, so now we will be discussing the third concept, that is related party relationship. Now we have discussed scope of the standard and also the non-applicability of the standard. Now we will be going to discuss a related party relationship. Clear? Let's change our page. So as you can see, it is very simple topic, related party relationship. So I'll read it out. Entities that directly or indirectly through one or more intermediaries controlled or controlled by the reporting entity are called as related party relationship. I repeat, entities that directly or indirectly through one or more intermediates controlled or controlled by the reporting entity. This will be studying with the example. It will be clear for you. Okay, so this is a definition, what you can say, or the explanation regarding the related party relationship. Clear? So here these are the examples where you can give for related party relationship. One, related subsidiary company, holding company, related fellow subsidiary companies. So what do you mean by this, ma'am? See, so this is the example. With this you can understand what are we discussed here. So let's say A is a holding company and A as a B and C as a subsidiary companies. So B also has another subsidiary company. B also has a subsidiary company D. This company D is also the subsidiary of A. So this is called as a fellow subsidiary, and these two subsidiaries are the main subsidiaries of holding company. So here you can relate with these three terminologies here. Okay, related subsidiary company, related holding company, and also related fellow subsidiary company. Okay, either this holding company, subsidiary company directly or indirectly or controlled by, it is controlled or it is controlled by holding company, in what all cases may possible, or this is called as a related party relationship. So here we came across the word reporting entity. What do you mean by reporting entity? Reporting entity is an entity which reports the financial statements of the entity, of organization, or can also be of firm. Relates with financial statement. Okay, the entity. Here, if you keenly observe, the holding company or the head offices will report the financial statement, right? So that units are called as a reporting entity. Clear? So yeah, we have came across even the third topic, that is related party relationship. Now this is done, this is done, this is done, and related party transaction and disclosure requirements is the last topic to be covered under the theory portion of accounting standard 18. So let us discuss even this. Let me change my page. Here, see, related party transaction. Are you able to see the notes? Yes, I'll read it out. You can also note down. So related party transactions, transfer of resources or obligation between related party, whether or not price is charged, is known as related party transaction. What is mean by this, ma'am? So here, any resources, even can be an obligations, that is duties, if it is been transferred between related parties, that even if it without a consideration, okay, with or without the consideration, it is called as related party transaction. Once any resources or obligations, that is duties, are transferred between any two related parties with or without the consideration, it is called as related party transaction. This is the definition of related party transaction, and which is most important in the coming topic. Okay, now disclosure requirement. What all we can disclose in this accounting standard 18. So see, it's a clear notes. as you can read and it is easily understandable, but still I'll read out for you. If relationship arises because of control, if relationship arises because of control, if relationship arises because of any other relations other than control. Okay, that two, it is disclosure requirements are categorized into two separate headings. That is, relationship arises because of control, this is a point that you have to highlight. And if relationship arises because of any other relation other than control, nothing but other than control. Okay, reversal of this. Then in this case, first we'll look at this case only. Okay, so again, if the disclosure requirements is based on the control and transaction does not exist, and if transaction exists, what if the transaction does not exist? What all we should disclose is just the name of the related party and nature of the relationship. Name of the related party and nature of the relationship. Got it? And in the case of transaction exists, then 7 points that I'll be discussing it now, that those 7 points you are supposed to disclose it. Okay, as per accounting standard 18, by following accounting standard 18. Okay, now in the same case, so same category, that is related party transaction, if does not exceed, what all we should disclose, and if related party transaction exists, what all points we have to disclose. So as I said that I'll be explaining these 7 points later. This is also applicable even in this case. Same 7 points to be disclosed if transaction exists. Okay, and if the transaction does not exist, no need of disclosure requirement here. I repeat again, in the case of disclosure requirements according to accounting standard 18, what all you have to disclose: if the relationship is arises because of control, and if transaction exists, name and nature should be disclosed. If in the case of control, transaction exists, and we have to disclose 7 points. I'll be discussing those 7 points now. In this case, that is other than control and transaction does not exist, no disclosure requirement. But other than control, transaction exists, then same 7 points need to be disclosed. So what are these 7 points, ma'am? Let us see those 7 points. See, so these are the 7 points that is required to be disclosed. Name of the related party, nature of related party transaction, name, nature, and description of nature of transaction. Name, nature, description, cumulative studies. Okay, volume of transaction, name, nature, description, volume. Volume should also be recorded. And any other element of related party transactions. Outstanding amount from related party on balance sheet date. If there is any outstanding amount regarding related party, that also should be recorded, disclosed. Amount written off as bad debts. Amount written off as bad debts should also be disclosed. Got it? Amount written off bad debt should also be disclosed. So these are all the 7 points that is required to be disclosed. I hope you have noted down all the points. Just pause it and then note it down. So I'm discussing about the 7 points, right, in both these columns. Those are the 7 points to be disclosed. Got it? So this is all about the topics which are covered under accounting standard 18. Accounting standard, as my channel is 13, no, I'm getting habituated of that number 13. So yeah, accounting standard 18. These all topics we have discussed today. Just overview of the topics, that is scope of the standard we have discussed. Non-applicability of the standard, yes, we have discussed. Related party relationship, yes. Related party transaction disclosure requirements, just now we have discussed these 4 topics. Yes, 4 topics are clear. Okay, if you have any doubt regarding these topics, then you can just pin it down, and the